Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Conversation with Shenila. I'm Sheila Makhani, and I am delighted to have you with us today. One of the things I enjoy most about hosting this series is bringing you real conversations with real professionals. Every PMP certificate represents far more than passing an exam. It reflects commitment, perseverance, disciplined preparation, and the willingness to keep learning. That's exactly why we created the PMP Journey to hear authentic stories from professionals who have recently earned their PMP certifications so that others preparing for the exam can learn from their experiences. Today, I am joined by Basit Amjad, who has recently achieved his PMP milestone. Basit, congratulations once again and welcome to Conversations with Shenila. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's wonderful to have you here as well and have a chit chat with you, the conversation. That's
Thank
great.
you. So let's begin by helping everyone get to know you a little bit better. So could you tell us about your professional background, means what industry you work in, what is your current role, and what kind of projects have you been managing?
So my name is Basit Amjad. I am basically a civil engineer from NAD University, and I have total experience of more than 15 years. So I'm basically a civil engineer in an oil and gas industry. And I'm looking afterwards some technical portions of the civil related matters, civil related stuff in that industry. And as you know that the oil and gas industry has many components there. The engineering, the projects, and the construction departments are there. The operation department is also there because once you executed a project, then you have to operate it. So I'm basically involved in the engineering services group at one of the prestigious company of oil and gas industry. So my background is related to engineering, but definitely I want to pursue not only pursue the role of engineering itself. I want to have the mindset of the project management side as well. So this approach, this thing motivates me to just enroll in this project management series and the project management certification. So the certification is not only the goal. The main goal is to understand the principles behind that project management body of knowledge and other stuff. So that would help us definitely to be more focused on achieving the value, not just completing the project itself. So this is my just short bio, and Alhamdulillah, just as recently in May, I have just achieved this milestone, a long pending milestone, but I achieved it with the help of Ma'am Shenila. Definitely,
I think that's
she's
your
the
effort
partner.
more on this, I believe, Basit, because you took it for yourself right at the time. Because I know this is something very important, right? To invest on yourself at the right time. And when you
Yeah.
think, and since I know you, right, when you think that you don't have time, you are stuck in many different things because we have professional responsibilities, personal responsibilities. But within that, somewhere you take out the time by any mean, right, and try to attempt this milestone. That's really commendable, I would say that. So, and I think this is very important, to invest in yourself at the right time. So you identified it for yourself and you did that. So this is very big thing and a very important milestone for you and I think for your family too. So every profession has a different reason for pursuing the PMP, and you have already actually talk about it. So let's talk about your preparation, right? That when did you begin studying the PMP, and what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during those early weeks?
So my journey started, I think, 5 months, 6 months before my exam, my scheduled exam. Although I just planned to schedule it in March, but it is delayed due to some family commitments. So first of all, the encouragement which I received, I just enrolled in your course in PIN in November 2025. So it is basically the course which motivates me very much. The initial lectures which took from you, the activities which you provide us, and the background of the project management series and the PM walk that you have guided us. So it encourages me that it's not something that which I cannot do. I am basically related to an engineering background. I just worked out some hard things that I have done before in engineering field. So it is also a manageable thing that I can manage. So I think that that course is a milestone for me to start it. And unfortunately, I have not continued it till the last, but I just kept on some looking of some of the uh, series of project management that are available there. Your continuous lectures are also provided on the WhatsApp group, and some of the other links I have also referred, like Mr. Andrew Ramdale. His course is also very beneficial, particularly related to the PMI mindset. And David McLean, he's one of the most good, good one teacher for project management. So that is something that I have started, and it took me almost 5 to 6 months to attempt and to get prepared and then attempt the exam.
Sounds good, actually. Because the most important thing you talk about the resources, which was my next question, because it's very important that which resources you approach, because it's sometimes people get help from those resources too. And because not all resources usually click everybody, right? Some people are
Right.
comfortable some particular resources. So it is always good to have so many references, so that where people find themselves comfortable, right? Aspirants, they can reach out to those resources and they can study from them. So I think that's an
Yes.
excellent thing. So let's talk about your study plan, right? How did you structure your study plan, keeping a balance with your professional commitments too, right? Did you follow a particular schedule of daily schedule or weekly targets or something more flexible, like, or you can say, in the words, approximately how many hours did you study each day or each week?
It is basically a flexible schedule, you can say. I just used to study 1 hour or 1.5 hours daily. So my approach is that I just because I'm not fond of reading very much, but I'm fond of hearing the courses. So I just took the one of the courses of Andrew Ramdiala to Delhi. So my daily routine just is that I just usually go to gym where I do treadmill. So what I'll do is I just plug in my AirPods there and start enrolling his videos there. So my daily at the gym, I just used to hear those videos and just pursue the study. Then afterwards, I used to study more in weekends because daily you can just have one hour of afterward. You just need to have 1 hour only. But weekends definitely there. Weekends are there. So in order to have deep knowledge of the project management, you have to invest on weekends because you are a family person. You have a family also is also there.
Absolutely.
If you are a bachelor, that is another case. You can do it because one of my friend is also had also done it, and he just do it in 1 month because he's a bachelor and he invested most all of his time just 1 month preparing it the same. But for a person having family, it is very beneficial to utilize these weekends and plan. Definitely, you have to plan particularly related to the content which you have. So my approach, which I follow, first of all, I completed the 36 video course of Andrew Ramdale. Then I switched to the mock-up exams. So I just got to give those mock-ups exams. So from the mock-up exams, what I get that those questions which I am just doing right, those that are green. So that area, I think that it is good for me. But those questions that I just do not stuck there, and those are wrong. So I just go back to that domain and make that domain perfect because my mindset is not matching there. That's why the question got wrong. So I just invested time on those questions that got wrong and just adopt a reverse engineering approach. Like you do not adopt a sequence that you have to just overcome all the domains and then go for the mock-up exam. I just invested in mock-up exams more, and the areas that are weak, I got to know them more better. Uh, all of the resources I took other resources as well. Your daily lectures and one of the things that is most helpful to us, your daily question that you sent us to the WhatsApp group. That is also a very helpful thing that we are just sitting in an office and I am just having a cup of tea with my friend and I got the question. So that I also discuss with my other colleagues. I show them the question. So we are having a debate. No, this answer is correct and no, this one is correct. So that urges us to proceed with that. So this is basically the study plan which I adopted, and I think that study plan should be flexible for the working individuals. Like you have some of the resource that you can carry in your while you are driving, because my office is almost 25 to 30 kilometers from my home. So in the morning and in the evening, I used to just on the course and during my मतलब जो थी उस पे हमने उसको किया
So
करते
your
थे
playlist was basically about the PMP throughout this time on your
yes.
journey. Not bad. So I think you already spoken about the role of the mock exam. So I would not go towards those questions, but I would definitely interested to know that, what was your average score before you felt ready to schedule the real exam?
At I used I up no, I just attempted almost four mock-up exams in which
Hmm.
the previous two the score was not good. It's
Hmm.
below I think 60 the mock-up exam. But after investing the weaker areas, when I invested the time in weaker areas, then I just go through the PMI mindset. But and I also refer to the hearers to the audience that there is one of a video available of Mr. Andrew Rampial on YouTube. It is completely related to PMI mindset. There are 50 mindsets. The video
Hmm.
is almost 1 to 2 hours long. So he talked about the mindsets that a project manager that is working in a industry and the
Hmm.
project manager that is the mindset of PMI.
PMI.
So that mindset, when I just achieve the goal of mindset, then when I apply, go on with the third mockup, so my result was almost above 70%. And when the fourth mockup I attempted, it was above 75%. So that gave me a confidence that now this is the stage that I can try to have just go on the live exam.
So that's a great insight because improvement usually comes from reviewing the mistakes and not simply taking more
Exactly.
results, test and all that. So I think that's perfectly being done. So now let's move to the day where every PMP aspirants remember. Tell us about your exam day. How were you feeling before you started, and how did the actual exam compare with your expectations?
So what happened to me? I first scheduled my exam on 12th May. So what happened that I just started the exam. I have two participants are there. I was there and the lady is also sitting. So we just started the exam and suddenly the power break out.
Oh,
So this is something that could be new to the audience that we are living in Karachi and we have to face some of these stuffs. So I plan my exam in one of the Pearson Center definitely. So the power breakout and it was such an incident that it cannot be reversed. So unfortunately, my that exam was rescheduled.
okay.
सो सो उसमें भी यही हुआ था कि पियर्सन्स में भी थोड़ा सा चैलेंज ये आता है कि वहाँ पे जो है वो आपको जब इस तरह की कोई सिचुएशन होती है तो पेयर्सन्स वाले जो है वो सेंटर वाले आपको एक कंप्लेन नंबर देते हैं. So they just provide me a complaint number, and I have to chase those Pearson's guy. I just have to chat with them. I think that 2 to 3 days I am chasing them that I just faced this issue and the complaint is lodged, and you just provide me the link or provide me the opportunity to reschedule. So it would take almost 1 week
Okay.
to get the call from them, and then my actual day paper was scheduled in 22. So
Oh,
regarding that day, I think that the most important thing for that day, I would recommend to all the users that have a before that exam day have a deep sleep of 8 to 9 hours,
yes.
7 to 8 hours. It's mandatory. And in order to get that deep sleep, you have to just wake up one day before. You have to wake up early in the morning and just get yourself uh, busied in some of the activities that make you uh,
Tired.
feel sleepy early that night. So it is one of the most important thing that unfortunately I haven't got that sleep because a family function is going on in my home. But I just recommend the users that it would be a mandatory thing to have a deep sleep on that day. And regarding the that day, I just go to the Pearson Center, and it was a good one. I started 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's just go off the flow. So the expectations, the expected exam that I received is a little bit harder than compared to the previous mock-up exam that I gave, because I have received some of the questions that are mostly related to hybrid approach. I just look them that most of I think that predictive predictive questions are almost 10% of the questions are predictive. Most of the questions are hybrid, and it is I think that मतलब मेरे जहन में जैसे वो केबीसी का जो कौन बनेगा करोड़पति में जो होता था, जो लाइफ लाइन होती थी ना आपकी, जिसमें 50-50 की लाइफ लाइन होती थी,
What
उसमें
would
से
you
दो दो आंसर्स जो है वो गायब हो जाते थे, और दो ऐसे होते थे कि वो कंफ्यूजिंग होते थे. दैट इज द बेसिकली की, जहाँ पे आपका पीएमआई माइंडसेट जो है ना, वो आपको, अगर आपने पीएमआई माइंडसेट नहीं पढ़ा होगा, so you will be confused in both those two answers, that what is the answer, what is the priority that a project manager would do. So हाइब्रिड से रिलेटेड सवाल बहुत ज़्यादा थे उसमें. और जैसे आप ये बात करनी है कि उसमें वो वाले जो मल्टीपल सिलेक्शन वाले थे, उसमें भी वो भी क्वेश्चंस थे काफ़ी. तो सॉर्ट ऑफ आई थिंक a little bit harder, but alhamdulillah, I just
Alhamdulillah, you nailed
got it.
it. That's great. So, time management is another area, right, that worries many candidates. So, how did you manage your time throughout the exam? Did you follow any particular strategy?
The strategy is the same, that I just give a particular quantity of time for per question that you have on the एक से 1 to 1.25 minutes for per क्वेश्चन. और उसको अगर आप फॉलो करते रहेंगे, क्योंकि टाइमर जो है वो आपके साथ में क्वेश्चन के चल रहा होता है. सो इफ यू फॉलो दैट स्ट्रेटेजी, और ये कि ब्रेक्स भी मैंने ली थी. ब्रेक्स लेना जो है वो सही रहता है, उससे ये कि आप थोड़े से रिफ्रेश हो जाते हैं,
Refresh yourself.
और रिफ्रेश योर सेल्फ. बट और थोड़ा सा बॉडी मूवमेंट की भी जरूरत होती है, बट ब्लड फ्लो जो है वो आपके दिमाग को जरूरी चाहिए होता है. सो जस्ट वेंट आउट, और उसके बाद थोड़ा सा एक्सरसाइज वगैरह निकल लें तो भी कर सकते हैं. तो बॉडी मूवमेंट में थोड़ा सा ब्लड सर्कुलेशन होगी, और फिर माइंड जो है वो सही तरह चलना शुरू होगा. सो टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज इम्पोर्टेंट डेफिनेटली, कि अगर टाइम जो है वो आपका मैनेज नहीं हो पाता सही तरीके से, तो फिर आप लैग कर सकते हैं उसके अंदर. तो पर क्वेश्चन जो आपका टाइम अवेलेबल है, अगर आप उससे आगे जा रहे हैं, सो जस्ट टिक क्वेश्चन को आप टिक करें और फिर आगे निकल जाए, उस पर ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड ना करें.
Makes sense. So, preparing for the PMP is not only an academic challenge, right? It's also mentally demanding. So, did you ever experience burnout or self-doubt during your preparation?
Yes, there are some stages. There come some of the stages that I just think that I cannot do it. I cannot. It's a little bit hard, and I think that it's not for me. I am really purely related to an engineering background, and that management stuff is not related. But definitely, some of the motivations are there. Your daily messages are a great motivation to
Thank
us,
you.
and your podcast as well. That I have seen your previous podcasts, and some these motivations definitely struck us. We just just go on. If you the main motivation is that if you just got fail, so what's the big deal? You can just apply to the next, but at least you just read those principles. At least you try. That is the cycle of life, that you have to try. You cannot escape things.
That makes sense. Actually, you have to keep going. And I think consistency is one of the biggest, differentiator between people who eventually succeed and those who give up. And you were consistent actually because, this I always say people that, okay, you have no time to study every day. At least try one question, right? It is going to give your brain a kind of, thought process to be done, right? You think about it, right? Then you come up with an
Positive,
answer. You will reason
you
your
will achieve
yeah, so at least
positive
give,
energy.
yeah, exactly. At least give 10 minutes to it. That is going to keep you running. So you will is thinking every day about it for some time, right? So that definitely work. So now that you have earned your PMP, and I would love to hear about the impact beyond passing the exam. Has PMP changed the way you think about projects, or has it influenced how you approach planning, leadership, or stakeholder management or decision making?
Yes, definitely it changes my approach, because I just hear from your first lecture that you give us the data of the organization, that it is not necessary that those projects that are completed are also successful as well.
Hmm.
There is a difference on completion of project and success of the project. So I just learned that thing in my journey, that the important thing we have is to achieve the value of the client.
Yeah.
It's not just achieving the goal of the project, achieving the execution, completion of the execution and completion of the project. But if you are not delivering the value,
Hmm.
so that is the main component that I previously I do not realize it, but after going through the PMI mindset, I have realized that value is much more important, and client satisfaction, the communication, the bonding with the client, the stakeholder management. These are some of the major areas that differentiates a human from a robot. You can say a robot just do the things step by step and just delivers it, but our robot cannot communicate emotionally. A robot cannot understand the emotions, the emotion intelligence part.
Hmm.
I think that gives the PMI gives me that knowledge to collaborate with people, to collaborate them with emotional intelligence. So that is the thing that I achieved.
Great. And it's always inspiring, that how the learning continues long after the exam is even over. So now it's time for one of my favorite parts of this conversation. Basit, this is a rapid fire, right? So the rules are simple. I'll ask a question. You answer with the very first thing comes to your mind, right? So ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So one resource you couldn't live without.
Uh, the course which I
Yeah.
got, the Andrew Ramdale's course,
Okay. One topic you struggled with the most.
stakeholder management.
Okay. One topic that was easier than expected.
I think it's risk management.
Okay. Mock exams, overrated or essential?
Essential, definitely.
Okay.
It's a key.
For essential. All right. First instinct or review later.
First instinct, just
Okay.
go on,
Okay. So flag the question or answer immediately.
answer immediately. But if you have doubts, you but answer
Okay.
immediately.
Okay. And biggest fear before the exam?
Biggest fear of failure, but you need some motivation that you have the another chance as well.
Excellent. That was fun. So, before we wrap up, I would like to ask one final question, Basit. Many people are watching today and they are preparing for their PMP exam. So, if you could leave them with one piece of advice, right, from your own journey, what would it be?
I think that motivation is some of an important thing that keep motivated, and it is not necessary that you will pass. You have to pass it, but you have to apply. Just do not back off. That you are if you are not getting good scores in mock-up exams, so that's not the thing that you have to keep you back off. Just try and just focus on your weaker areas, prepare them, and then just go for it. I think it's not a matter of life and death. It's just achieving your motivation and achieving your goal. So I think that just go for it and do not hesitate. Do not be hesitant. It will be done. Maybe in the second stage, maybe in the third stage, but you will achieve it.
That's wonderful advice, Basit. So, thank you for sharing your PMP journey so openly and honestly. I'm sure your experience will encourage and inspire many professionals who are currently preparing for their own certification. And to everyone watching, I hope today's conversation reminded you that every successful PMP candidate starts exactly where you are today with a decision to begin. So stay consistent, trust the learning process, learn from every mock exam you are trying, and remember passing the PMP is not simply about earning a credential, it's about developing the mindset of a project professional. So if you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is preparing for the PMP exam. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Conversation with Shenila and the PMP Journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leading. Take care, and I'll see you next time in the conversation. Bye and take care.